So, my name's Brian Bottlemy. I'm a rear tire changer in NASCAR. I work for Richard Childress Racing. I've been in the sport for almost 20 years now. And in 2020, in January, I tore my Achilles, full rupture on my left Achilles, and went through the whole physical therapy process that you do, and full surgery, recovery. And I had a doctor that was kind of on the fast pace of his surgery side and pushing limits and stuff like that. How fast he got me out of the boot and stuff like that. And so, in a nutshell, just went through the physical therapy process, and it was about 4 months total, start to finish there. And I got to a point where, for one, physical therapy ended, and I was like, okay, what's next? And I was at about 75% roughly range of motion and strength and stuff like that, to where I went back pitting, and I noticed my times were slower than prior the Achilles rupture. So NASCAR times are so tight that you need tenths, and all my cutting and explosion and stuff like that, I was lacking 2 to 3 tenths in those departments. And it added up all the way through the stop. So came across Sean just about at the same time, at RCR. He was doing a training course there, but kind of told Sean my situation, and just so happened he had this boot with him, and he was able to get me into it that day, and start working. And that's when my process started, really. And within the first few weeks, talking with Sean, and just looking at just the videos and stuff that you have on the site of how to use this thing, if just going into detail, using the bands and everything. But getting through those first few weeks, I noticed, for one, the biggest improvement is a lot of pain that I had like almost be all but gone. Swelling and stuff like that's kind of coming down, and I'm starting to get the range of motion that I needed, building strength for those explosion moves that I use, getting off my knees and stuff like that as a tire changer. So within the first few weeks, I started seeing gains to where I showed Sean my timesheets, and I'm like, look, it's already like helping. I've gained a tenth here, or a tenth and a half here. And so it was just right there. I knew like I was on track of, after that physical therapy gap, to a sense where I wish I had it earlier on in physical therapy, because I think it would have sped up the recovery, and just the strength side of things a lot faster. So, after a month using it, I feel like I got really close to where I was before the surgery. And again, I went from like wanting to almost retire because I was so stuck, like didn't know if I could push limits anymore, and just felt restricted all the way around through the athletic side of things that we do. And really had no other answer. So used the boot for about a month, and saw huge gains, to where by the end of season of that year, I felt and feel like today now that I'm right back to where I was before, or better.